So my people, Raj, get ready to get at you. It's like 12 a.m. in the morning. And the reason I'm coming at y'all because I'm taking off tomorrow. I work 13 days in a row, get my grind on, and now, I said, look, I could have worked tomorrow. I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to relax and chill and, enjoy the night and finish working on some purchases and moving the screen back and forth so I figure out where I'm going to be in the setting. And just enjoy the day. I picked up a few flavors. A couple that I won on eBay. And these were blind buys. I try to do as much research as I can before I do a blind buy. I go to Fantastic Base Notes, wherever I can get some feedback from. And there's one piece I picked up, and this company is called Suspiro, and this is a subsidiary company of RaJuR. And if you know anything about RaJuR is one of the exclusive perfumers in the niche line, in the niche community. And they also made a spin-off, almost like, I can't say compared to like, okay, Acura and Honda or Lexus and Toyota, whatever it is, Nissan, whatever it is. It's not really like that because they almost hold their own, and they're very close. And it was called Herba Pura, and I saw it, and the bottle looked different from the other Suspiro bottles. Their bottles usually come like a little felt. It's real soft and has felt. Say for instance, one of the felt line fragrances my man reviewed is a Duetto. That's a niche line fragrance by Suspiro, and it has a felt bottle. It's purple and it's felt. All the bottles are purple except Wardanesia. Wardanesia? Yeah, that's a red bottle. Other than that, all the bottles are purple by Suspiro. And again, it's a very, very nice presentation. And I saw it. I just happened to see my man that said he was wearing Suspiro, and he was wearing was he wearing the heck, I wish I could pronounce it now because I can't really pronounce it. Why can't I pronounce it? Because I'm just dumb right now. You know what I mean? This really is just dumb that you would start making a video and you don't even know how to pronounce the fracking fragrance. So let me find it real quick. Okay, there you go. Pop right up. Wardacina. So let's go with Wardacina. It comes with a red bottle. And we're not here to talk about Wardacina. We're here to talk about Herba Pura, which I have never smelled. Never smelled it. But I asked a couple of friends, and basically I looked it up on Fantastic, and Fantastic says this is a citrus, vanilla, amber, musky, fruity sweet. And it says basically everybody love it, the people who have it or smelled it. And for the summertime, day or night. And the notes of this fragrance is orange, bergamot, lemon. The middle notes are fruits, and your base notes that hold everything together is Madagascar vanilla, white musk, and amber. Those base notes are just about in every fragrance you're going to find because there's something about what vanilla and amber does as well as the musk, depending on the musk that you get, whether it's white musk or whether it's just regular musk. It seems as though those three base notes it's kind of always holding something together, especially when we're talking about fruity and citrus flavors. At times you need something. You can't. The whole flavor just can't be citrusy and fruity for the whole length of this old get down. You got to have something that's going to bring it out, tone it down, and that's how you make fragrances. That's how fragrances are developed. That say when you have an orange, but you don't want the fragrance. You're making a fragrance. You want orange and say, like they say, orange and vanilla. Not orange and lemon. But you don't want the whole fragrance to be orange and lemon all day. You want somehow in your blending of those notes to have something bring it down or calm it down. And, vanilla might add like a little calming effect because vanilla in its raw form doesn't smell like the vanilla ice cream or the vanilla shake that we eat. It doesn't smell like our mouth. Vanilla smells, in a raw form, smells nothing like vanilla. Nothing. And I learned this from a guy who's a perfumer, learning how to make perfumes. Raw vanilla smells nothing like vanilla. Something has to be put in it to make the vanilla pop. And it's usually like these combinations of ambers and maybe the musk that make the raw vanilla pop off to be a vanilla, but not affecting the amber or the musk itself. Well, the good thing about this, as I read it, the Suspiro, knowing I've never smelled it before, the thing that really made me get it was when I came to Fran Gretica, and it's like the people kind of note what they smell firstly. So it says main notes according to your votes, and it came up being that the amber, the vanilla, and the musk, which were the base notes, is what they smell most. And then came the bergamot, the fruit notes, the lemon, and the orange. That's how it went. So for me, I was like, oh, that's great, because that means it's not going to smell fruity and lemon all day. In fact, those top notes are actually going to take a back seat to this amber, vanilla, and musk. And the fruit notes are going to be intertwined in there. So as long as that lemon and the orange wasn't popping off too much, bam. I'm excited about getting this. In fact, I heard it lasts long, has very long lasting. The sillage, which means people who are around you, how they smell it around you. And also, it's almost like the scent bubble. Projection and sillage is kind of like almost the same in a sense. Sillage is like the scent bubble, and the projection how it goes out, but they're kind of like the same. One of them, I think the sillage is when, if you were in the elevator and you left out the elevator, how much of that scent, without you spraying crazy like some crazy folk do, how much of that scent stays in the elevator and how much comes along with you? Well, we know most are going to come with you because it's on your body. But how much do you leave in the elevator or wherever, the office, wherever you leave, whoever behind you? And I really got excited about this. It took me a long time to negotiate that fragrance, but I did. I finally did, and I'm happy, and I hope to see it very soon. It's being shipped from overseas, so I really hope to see it soon. I'm going to be tapping on this fragrance, History's Perfumes, called Aberam. And it was like, somebody said, smelled like what I'm wearing tonight, which is why I'm actually here. I'm here to talk about not Herba Pura or any of the other conquests I made this week, but Maison Francis Kurkdjian, my main man. This fragrance called OUD. It's what I'm wearing tonight. And this is just one of the most beautiful fragrances. I mean, you barely even smell the OUD. OUD, for people who are not really familiar with OUD, is really called argawood, and it comes from a tree or from some type of wood. Actually, Francis Kurkdjian uses OUDs from Laos, and it's the purest and most expensive OUD, enriched with woody and spicy notes of cedar, patchouli, and saffron. And this is what you pay for, ladies and gentlemen. When someone charges you, when someone asks you to pay, in this particular instance, 2.4 ounces. 2.4 ounces is 74 mil, or 2.4 ounces. Now, you know how much an ounce is. Ounce is not a lot. So 2 ounces, then plus 4, a fourth of an ounce, it's not a lot. And for this fragrance, it's $300. Now, for his other 3 OUD fragrances, it's $375. And it's still 2.4. Now, that's nothing, because their fragrances, you only get a 0.4 milligram. Now, we're talking about straight oils at this particular time. We're talking about oils. Most of the oils are from overseas. They don't make them here. They're overseas, used from Iman, countries like Kuwait, places like that. And made by companies called Amouage, mainly Amouage. There's a couple other companies that just do oils. A lot of the Arabian companies do oils independently. So you pay for these things. You pay for a fourth of an ounce, which is just a dab. Just enough for you to put a finger on and go like that. And that's all you have to do. This is not like your oils you buy in a bottle from the dollar store. This This is not it. This is nothing that somebody just created to make it smell like something else. This is something that a person put together using his nose, and then he had his people come in. If it wasn't himself, Kurkdjian is himself. He does his own fragrances. And he used the best of product, the best oils from all over the world. Not oils that somebody made to put them together and you buy from, like I said, a dollar store or from some store, and it says, yeah, this is Gucci Malucci, and, you know, it's an oil. Stop it. It doesn't go down like that. And that's why, also, I post my videos not only on YouTube, but I post it on my page because people who may be interested, because a lot of people aren't interested in what I talk about when it comes to Facebook and my particular page, because really it's about really music, really. But when I talk about fragrances, some people start to inquire. They know sometimes this stuff is out of their league and they don't have the money to buy this. And they can't even fathom the fact that they would pay $300 for a perfume, where they've been going in a department store their lives paying $50 to $60 for a perfume that everybody wears. It's not even a perfume, it's cologne. So, you know, my job as well as other guys that I've become friends with, my new friends, I would say, in the fragrance community that I'm really starting to become tight with, even personally, and they're teaching me about this, is that, you know, you want good smelling stuff. You want a good car, you buy a good car. You pay the money for it. If you want to smell good, you got to buy a good cologne. You can't buy it cheap. You can't buy a car and throw rims on it and expect to get, when you trade on the seller, to get money for your rims. It don't work that way. The car has to have integrity from the door. Same thing with fragrances. Same thing with a watch. Same thing with anything that's material, a fur, whatever it is, whatever your twist is, you pay because you pay. Now, if you want to buy UGG boots, and because they feel so great, as opposed to lug boots, then that's fine. But you're going to pay extra for them because more quality and craftsmanship went into it. Same thing with fragrances. It's no different. It's no different. So if you really want to smell good, you have to pay money to smell good and to smell different. To make sure you don't smell like everybody else who's out there smelling like everybody else. All right? So my thing is to help you guys out who are not really familiar with this, and guys who are getting into it. I've got a lot of subs, a lot of subscribers coming to my page, and I am really thankful, you guys. As you know, I never ask for subscribers because I do this because I like to have fun, and I like that you guys are really making me your best perfume reviewer, because I do try to keep it real. I don't try to be technical about it. I try to tell you what it smells like the best of my ability, and then I try to educate you to go and use your resources to find out what this says it smells like. And then when you get your sample, you read what the note says it smells like, and then you put it up to your hand at the same time that you're reading. And therefore, you can start to try to identify what you think you may smell. So, say for instance, now we're going to talk about Francis Kurkdjian tonight. And since we're going to talk, and we're going to do this real quick. Now, it says oud, warm, spicy, balsamic, patchouli, and woody. We know what wood. When we say woody, we know what wood means. Now we don't know what kind of wood. It's maybe it's not an IKEA wood desk, but it's not a tree that's in your backyard wood. It can be cedar wood. It can be any kind of wood. The accord means the overall theme. Okay, that's what the accord means. The actual material is another thing. So it can say the accords are woody, but the actual wood is cedar. Okay, so that's how you do it, accords and then the actual material. Patchouli is going to be patchouli. If it says the main accord is patchouli, then it's going to be patchouli. Balsamic means it's warm. There's a warm with a light spice to it. Not overwhelming, but this balsamic. Like balsamic, you heard of balsamic oils. It's a warm type oil, not because you got to heat it up or whatever, but it's warm, it's welcoming, it just has something about this welcoming. It's like a warm thing. And that's why you have warm and spicy. So when he blended this, he put some warm spices to go with his balsamic. And then you have your oud, which is what we just talked about. Now, when I put this up to my nose, I smell spicy. I smell a little bit of patchouli. I don't smell much wood. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, these fragrances move in a sense sometimes. Or they may be there, then it fades out. Now, the patchouli might be up front maybe for the first half hour, then all of a sudden it'll fade out. And then maybe the LMI, because this has LMI in it, that'll pop up. then that'll fade out. And as far as the woods is cedar in this. So you might have the cedar pop up. They usually put cedar with arga wood or oud because it's a good combination. There's a lot of fragrances that I have that have oud and cedar as being the backer of the oud to calm the oud down. You don't want oud to be too crazy. You want it to calm down a little bit. You know, the oils from a oud, there's oil from a tree. So it can be very crazy. It can be very strong. It can be, if you just had oud and put in your skin, you probably would just throw up. That's how bad some oud is. But he used ouds from Laos, because that means it can maybe a sweeter oud. Some ouds are sweeter, depending on where you get them from. You're not going to get an oud from Fairmount Park in Philly, nor a tree in Central Park in New York. You're not going to get oud from those type of trees. It's an overseas product. That's why it's called arga wood. And it's called oud. All right, so this particular fragrance also has saffron in it. And my nose is still trying to wrap around saffron to see how saffron works in the flavor and in the fragrance. Is saffron a glue? Is saffron a main player? Tom Ford uses a lot of saffron in most of his fragrances, believe it or not. He loves saffron. And I think saffron, like I said, what it does maybe is it kind of glues the fragrance together and gives it a pop. Saffron is some sort of flower or some kind of plant, I guess. And that's what it may do. Anyway, I don't smell a lot of patchouli, but I do smell a little bit of, smell the cedar. The LMI, I wouldn't know what LMI smells like. And the arga wood or the oud, I smell that as well. But his other fragrances, which are called silk mood oud, velvet mood oud, and cashmere mood oud, is all oud fragrances made by Francis Kurkdjian. Those fragrances, again, cost $375 for 2.4 mil. Oud, the straight oud fragrance is $300 for 2.4 mil. You may be able to find it cheaper if you go online. Maybe somebody's selling it on eBay or something like that. But retail-wise, it's going to be what it is. It's almost like Apple. It's going to be the same price everywhere because that's just where it's priced out like that. It's not like a Creed where you'll find discounted, or like other flavors, like Serge Lutens, you'll find discounted. Francis Kurkdjian usually is not a discounted fragrance. It's going to be where it is no matter where you go. Whether it's Lucky Scent, whether it's Parfum Rafi, it's going to be, or Neiman's. That's where I first experienced it. That's why I have a few myself. So anyway, I really like it a lot. You'll never hear me say I love a fragrance because love is too deep a word for me to apply to a fragrance rather than apply it to my family. So I always say I like it, or I really like it, or I don't quite like it as much as I should like it. But, love's never going to come out of my mouth unless it's, that's how I am with my words. I carefully choose my words to describe anything. And when it comes to fragrances, if I like it, I don't like it, it's okay. Whatever it is, I'll describe it. I like oud a lot. I like his whole oud series. But if I had an order of the 4 that I really like out of Kurkdjian's oud series, it would be, my first would be velvet. Second would be oud. Third would be silk. And last would be cashmere. Now, I've had females check this out, and they really took to oud and cashmere. Kind of like silk, but they like oud and cashmere more. And because I had all 4, I had a chance to, kind of sampling all 4 out to a few people. Not many, because you just can't pour this stuff out and sample it. Not at $375 a bottle. So, that's what that is. But anyway, I'm done. Thank y'all for listening. It's almost 12:30 now. I'm going to stay up and do some more research on these products I'm getting ready to get. And look forward to talking to you guys and doing a review of the new products that's coming in on my new conquest. And once again, one will be Suspiro by Zierjoff. And the name of that fragrance will be called Herba Pura. I have by Kilian's Cool Intentions coming in, and they'll be coming in the travel spray vials for my travel sprayer that I have. So Cool Intentions by Kilian coming in. We also have coming in a new company, not really new, but they're coming out with a new flavor for 2014 called Shea and Blue, and they're from London. And that product is called Oud Alif, which we'll be talking about more oud. This is a more exotic oud maybe than Francis Kurkdjian Oud I leave. And last but not least, the last two is a special release by Killian called Apple Brandy, which he made just for the Barney store in New York. And I happened to get a nice deal on that from a good friend of mine. We did like a swap and some cash. So I got that coming along with some by Killian Straight to Heaven, which I have already, but he's sending me more. And I have that coming in as well. So I have those things coming in. Can't wait till they get here. As soon as they get here, I look forward to reviewing them for you guys. You know, first impression, whatever, and let y'all know what they're about. Stay up. Stay with me. Holla at your boy Raj. You know what I mean? You know, usually I have a good time. I'm kind of tired. I've been working all week, y'all. So ain't a lot of tired, ain't a lot of excitement right now. But look here, when them pieces come in, you know I'm going to give it to you straight North Philly style. Kevin Hart style. Yo, when somebody tell Kevin I'm howling out his name, when somebody tell Kevin, I used to see him when he used on Erie Avenue running up down the street. I just holler at the boy and tell him, Raj Real Deep Cool is trying to holler at him, man. So when he come back to Philly, instead of going down to my joint down there on Erie, Broad and Erie, you know what I mean? He know what I'm talking about, the steak crib. Don't go down there, man. Give me a call so we can hook up and we can hang out with your boys, man. I can bring you over to the lab, show you the studio. Maybe we can do some music or something for your next show or something like that. Somebody holler at Kev, man. Tell him I said bars. Holler at your boy. Raj, Real Deep Cool. Get that CD. Type it in on the web.